Hey up everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to Skegness Town, where this is the Season 3 recap video, letting you know all the things that happened with Skegness in our first time in the 8th tier of English football. Now in the 8th tier, you're subjected to 4 different competitions. You've got the league itself, you've got the regional cup, you've got the FA Trophy, and you've got the FA Cup. I'll start with those cups. The first of those is the Southern League Cup. Yes, despite being a team that's based in the Midlands, we are in the most southerly of southern divisions possible, which does mean we're up against teams like Weston-super-Mare, for instance, who actually got promoted out of the tier above. I don't know why they name the first round of this the first qualifying round, and not just the first round, and make the first round the second round, and so on. Dumb, but never mind. So yeah, we lost to the best team in the region. They got promoted to the Vanarama South. I'm not too mad about this one. Although perhaps I have a little bit of justification to be mad for that, considering we did beat Vanarama sides. We beat another team from the tier above in the form of Hanwell, a solid 81 people turning up for that match. But yeah, Loughborough Dynamo, Malden and Tiptree, Southend, who are in the Vanarama normal now, sadly, to Southend fans. Hanwell, and then losing to Brackley, who are also another Vanarama side. So yeah, good showing in the FA Trophy, but it's the FA Cup where things really kicked off. We got through to the first round proper, where we came up against League 2 team Port Vale. And that's the match I recorded for this particular season. So I'm about to hand over to Past Me. Now, Past Me also did forget to press record until the 50th minute of the game. Thankfully, literally no highlights had happened up until that point. So you've missed 15 minutes of nothing, essentially, and the team preview. We'll go through the team in full, of course, after this, in the roundup, in the review. But over to Past Me now. So here we are, 0-0, half an hour in. It's not an exciting game so far, but it's a game. We're holding our own, and right back's injured. Of course, I don't have a right back on the bench. That's beautiful work. The one position where I've got like 18,000 players, and I have to bring on a functional right back. That's fine. Sure, just do a job over there, mate. It's gone supremely well, this. Get a goal. Danny Shaw is motivated. If we can nick this, if we can absolutely marine this, just to nick, just follow their example, follow Marine's example. Just hold on until the 90th minute and then nick the winner. Mr. Doodle's had an absolute bloody shocker. What a lovely highlight that was. He's stood over this free kick, though, and set pieces. Nope. Arden's kicked it. That wasn't the highlight, intriguingly. Don't you dare lose this ball in this position. This is horrifying. I don't like this. Morris is not in. Cadle's there. Is he going to play a ball through? No. It's Burgess. Hurst is there now. I don't like this. Oh, Fuster's got the ball. Nice. He's got a yellow. Slightly concerned me. Morris, nope. Burgess again. Ago, Conlon. I'm just trying to work out where the danger is. It's Ago now, I think, the danger. Oh, although, wake up, Shaw. Yep. You could feel it. Stands are packed. Appreciate that. It's going to be a new highest record, I imagine, considering we had a record against Southend, which was 620, I think it was. I suspect we're getting more here, looking at the number of people. You can see the people on this side. Chris Tadula is going to have to come off. Louis Walsh is on. I've only got one more sub, it's just dawned on me as well because of that injury situation. Well, I mean, 1-0 versus 2-0 doesn't really make much difference in terms of getting aggressive here. Oh, what a challenge by Thornton. Biaggi as well. He's on a booking as well, just for good measure. He's on a booking. How he got away with that, I do not know. I mean, it's respectable. It's 1-0. There's 4 tiers separating us. This is the biggest discrepancy between tiers in this round of football. Like, Marine and Lowestoft knocked out Vanarama sides. So that was tier 8 at most to tier 5. We're at tier 8, they're tier 4. This is the biggest gap in the entire weekend. Burgess, Campbell-Gordon. We're still in the FA Trophy as well. Conlon, Campbell-Gordon, Crooks, Conlon. I'm looking at Flanagan on a 6.3. I'm looking at the 2 booked players as well. But Fuster's got the quality, is the situation. Andy Tannoy? Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Tannoy. I mean, he's not going to score an easier goal all bloody season, is Nelson Ago. Jesus wept. He just walked through the defence as I was paying tribute to Andy Thanoj, the way you should do. I mean, the other defender nearly did so well to cover that. Is that Thornton? Yeah, of course it is. I don't know what Cotton's done there. I mean, he's clearly just onside. There we are. We can see the lines now. I mean, they're well worth their 2-goal lead. It's worth saying, look at the XG there. They have run us rampant somewhat. I mean, if we get a throwing goal, that'd be hilarious. No, probably a third. As nobody's going to cross. Nope. There we are. Thornton's come to track him. Biaggi's intercepted here. Brown to Morris. Holds the ball up. Thanoj just put Brown in, and Brown has kicked it to the goalie. Never mind. It's going to flatter the XG a little bit, make it look a little less one-sided. Not really. Edwards, mate. Actually, you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. If Edwards is going to have a moment, I'm glad he's had the moment now when it really doesn't matter. Like, you can have your solid games elsewhere. I mean, can we not make this look silly now? It's 3-0. We're not coming back from this now. Excellent save from Edwards originally there. Excellent. I mean, I think we've been somewhat done in by that right back situation, but because Shaw's come on, he's got a 6.2. Collins got a 6.3. He's playing obviously on that side as well. The entire defence is an absolute bloody shocker. Great save by Edwards originally, and then now goes, I think he's got a hat trick. Has he? Yeah. Goal line's got a bit harsh there at the end. 2 set piece goals, I think it was, wasn't it? Oh dear. I'm actually not happy with the performance still. Like, we didn't give a good account ourselves. They absolutely obliterated us. Nowhere near good enough. Please don't be a bad one. When was the last time Colton played well? Last match. Port Vale have unfortunately triumphed. Yes, they have. That's just New Sporting. Can have no complaints, really. Can have no complaints, really. I can read. We deserve better than that. Thanks, Harvey. In it for the money, really. 6 grand, almost. And we have a positive bank balance, everyone. A positive bank balance. It's good for something then, eh? It's good to something. So yeah, in the end, it ended up being a fairly hefty 4-0 loss. All 4 goals coming in the last half an hour, though. Good resolve up until that point. A full 1,000 people turned up for that match, though. Maxed out our stadium. It's only 1,000 capacity. The Vertigo Stadium. It's a great stadium name. Only 1,000 people can go to it, though. But the run included Maltby, Totton and Ealing, which is interesting because Totton themselves are in our division. Albion, Spennymoor, and Vanarama side, beating them 6-2 away from home. Yep. Atherton Collieries in the 4th quarter round. They had a good little run as well. And Port Vale. One interesting thing about this particular FA Cup season is the fact that art imitated life, almost, as Marine, in the 8th tier still, did almost exactly what they did in real life, where they ended up facing Tottenham Hotspur in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. They got to the 2nd round and lost to Barrow. Good showing from them, though. Good showing. But I love it when this happens. The same team that did it in real life almost did it in the game. But Eagle Eye viewers at this point would have already noticed where we finished in the league because it's in the bar at the top. I can't do anything about that when I'm on the schedule page, unfortunately. That is the set of results for the Pitching in Southern League Division 1 South. It bugs me. Like, I don't mind being put in a slightly wrong division. It bugs me that we're in the Division 1 South when there is a Division 1 Central. I don't think there's Division 1 North, which is odd. But there's a Division 1 Central, which has a team from Cornwall, which is definitely more south than some of the teams in the South Division. So put them in the south part of it and put us in the central. Logic, please. Some logic, please. Anyway, things went particularly well here. We lost 1 game, which came in October. At the time of losing that game, I thought, great. That 89th minute penalty. 89th minute penalty. Football manager. But at the time when that came, I thought, good, right, that's removed any kind of expectation from the season. That's removed all the pressure of going unbeaten for an entire season. We then went unbeaten for the rest of the season. So now that 1 loss is super, super irritating. We finished with 95 points, a full 26 more than anyone else. 29 wins, 8 draws, 1 loss, 61 goal difference. 103 goals scored, 42 conceded, which seems like a lot, but the lowest amount was actually 36. So we were the 2nd lowest conceders in the division. It's non-league football. Goals go in all the time. And you've basically just got to embrace that. You've got to get the best attack you can get and score as many as you can, because you're definitely always going to concede goals in this level of football. Like I say, we lost 1 game all year, but clean sheets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 clean sheets all year, and we almost went unbeaten. So there's your top tip, really. If you're in the non-league and you're struggling to get promoted, just focus on your attack as much as you possibly can, because that's what's going to get you promoted. You're always going to concede goals. Just get a fairly competent goalkeeper and a fairly competent defence. Put your talent in the front. But I have poised this particular save just before the season review. If you were live when this happened almost a month ago, then you would have probably seen this already. But the review for anyone who's catching up, if I've timed this right, this is going live just about the same time as I'm going live with the conclusion to season 4. So it is a little bit difficult for me to put the lens of what happened last year right now, but I'll do my best. I will just say, do pop over. It's a fairly important end of season without spoiling too much. Link to the Twitch will be down below. But there we are, season review, division trophy. Of course, now there's no longer a revolving door. You've got to be a little bit more careful with the players you bring in. There's always at this stage, they're all still just appearance fees. No one's on actual contracted money, which is slightly problematic going forward. But Will Richards played 1 game, got a 7.6. There's a few here you may notice from Welsh sides. Yes, that's begun. The The Welsh poaching has started for our particular team, 2 from Met Uni, 1 from Porter down there as well, towards the bottom. But Will Thornton, 34 games, he came in, and I believe he came in and replaced Cotton, who left, which was irritating. Preston Edwards came in and replaced the goalkeeper, Gareth McLeod, who was nicked by Rotherham, as if I didn't need more reason to dislike Rotherham. Just a note, that's not disparaging of Rotherham itself. I just went to Sheffield Uni, and I just did a Sheffield United save. Christodoulou and Mattia Biaggi came in on either wing. They were very good players, very expensive players. They've cost me about £9,000 over the course of the year with their appearance fees and assist fees. You see, they're 9 assists apiece, nearly 80 appearances between them when you factor in subs. They've cost me a lot of money. So they're basically 100 quid each per appearance and 50 quid each per assist. No goal bonuses, but yeah, expensive, but a bit of continental flair with English citizenship, released from Wimbledon and Burton Albion respectively. Chris Johnson came in very late as an attempt to try and get some form of consistency in the centre of midfield, which again, a problem. Left back, right back, centre midfields, very, very problematic. You see the centre backs, they do all right. The wingers, they do all right. 6.9s on their front. The strikers, they do very well as well. The centre midfielders and the fullbacks, consistent performances are a problem in all of those areas. But more on that, of course, when we look at this team as a whole. So despite winning the division by 26 points, the board confidence is a B-. The board are pleased the team won the pitching in Southern Division. Words are hard. There's too many words in these. Too many words. But yeah, they expected promotion by winning the league. Interesting to note, we are second on the season preview. The average home attendance was 189 people, a solid 18%. Of course, the FA Cup, a B-. The expectation was a third qualifying round. So going 2 further is only a B-. apparently. They're delighted, B-. Delighted, C+. Second round minimum, 4th round. Again, 2 rounds further, C+. Yeah, that was problematic. We just came up against the best team in the area. But we did beat teams better than Western-super-Mare, so perhaps we can be slightly aggrieved by that. 6-0, biggest win. 6-2, match to remember. I would argue the 6-2 versus Spenny one was a bigger match to remember, but I guess it does it within the division. I don't know. Goal of the season is Giverins, which I can't really look at right now because it will take me out of this. No sponsorship deals, of course. We're way too low for any of this to be really factoring in, although merchandise sales, £555. Non-domestic sales amounting to £55 of this total. So 500 quid to people in the UK, £55 to people outside of the UK. Who's buying Skegness merchandise that's not in the country? I wonder if that's Biaggi's / Christodoulou's families, extended families in those countries. Sponsorship up though, corporate up, competition prize money obviously way up, doing a great deal to counter the scouts who spend £30,000 every single year without me telling them to. Still a thing that's happening. And there's the full team. You can see in the centre of defence is Jack Cotton, who's not here anymore. He went to a Vanarama side, a tier 6 side basically. We're going to be tier 7 next year. Don't really understand that move. He's gone into their under 19. Not in their actual team, they're under 19s. So whatever. But Preston Edwards came in, did 43 appearances, got a 7 rating. It's very solid. Slightly experienced goalkeeper, he's 33. We lost Gareth McLeod on what would have been the actual league's deadline day. So he came in very early on. Wasn't like a halfway through like Jack Cotton, who left in February for some reason. He was replaced. The person that came in did rather well. Will Thornton, 34 appearances as well this year. Aaron Barnes at right back. You can see the problem there. The most popular right back is 17 appearances. Getting consistency there has been a massive problem, and even he got a 6.76, which isn't great. Left back, 45 appearances, 6.78. Why are fullbacks so bad at this level of football? I don't know. Why are fullbacks so bad still anyway? Might be an engine thing. I know there were problems early on, which they did sort out. Maybe they still aren't registering their performances correctly to their full extent. Wingers did fine, as I said. Christodoulou on a 6.93. Giverin on the left comes in there for some reason on a 7.26, even though he only started 11 times. Biaggi started a lot more than that and still got about a 7. Still playing defensive wingers, by the way, Flanagan, 6.97, Fuster, 6.88. That actually makes them look better for some reason. I said they were a bit of a problem. That makes them look a lot better. But they are about 2 stars, 2.5 stars. Although that's 2.5 stars compared to the 2 strikers, which you can see, 7.55, 7.56, 100 appearances, 101 appearances between them, factoring appearances, sub-appearances, 36 assists between them, 86 goals between them. They are machines. They are a unit. They work together. They're fantastic. I love Brown and Morris. Does sound like a law firm, but I do love Brown and Morris. And if they keep scoring me goals, they're the top 2 strikers in the division on the season preview. Spoilers, they're the top 2 strikers in the division above once we get promoted. you can see why they're doing well. They're consistently performing at a level above where we're at. So they are developing with us as we go through the leagues. They were, I believe, at this level last year, and they're at the tier 7 level this year. So hopefully if they continue to grow, they'll be at Valorama level during the course of next season, and then so on and so forth. As provided we don't max them out at any point, because they've still got potential. They've still got potential at this stage. Eddie Brown is 22, as you see there. Young player of the season. Fans player is James Morris. He's 24. Still on the younger side if you play him a little bit. As long as we continue to play him, if he's still got potential, he should in theory grow into it. A lot of records broken. Most appearances by player. Morris is on 99 at the end of the season. Most league goals by player. 85 for James Morris. I mean, I'm just going to go on them, and I may have just done something stupid there. But I'm just going to go on to James Morris. I'll go on to the other one later on, but you can see the situation here. 14 and 21 in the first season when we acquired him. Settled him in, of course. 53 in 49 starts the year after, and 44 in 50 this year. Slightly tailing off. No longer more than 1 goal a game, but a very, very good haul regardless. Good. Right, that did work. And Eddie Brown got the fastest goal. But starting the season is Preston Edwards. Goal of the season given. We saw that already. Highest average ratings. Most passes is Flanagan in the centre midfield. And history in the making, of course. Top of this. And that rounds everything off. The best 11, Preston Edwards, David Thompson, Georgios Christodoulou, Jacob Hansen, Jack Cotton is the pick of those players. He goes into the centre defence despite the fact he left. I'll never understand best 11s. He left 22 games in. Like, he played 21 games, or 34 in total, actually, including cup. 13 cup appearances by the time he left. Shows how good we were in the cups. But he's gone there on a free and done 2 non-competitive appearances for the remainder of that season. I will never understand that move. The 2 that left for actual league sides youth teams, I kind of get that. But a tier 6 youth team, when you're in when you're clearly about to be in tier 7, the writing was on the wall for the league very early on. It was very obvious that we were going to win. Worth noting is this is the first time actually they don't think we are going to be automatically promoted. Mid-table, just be established tier 7. Also, I ignore most of this. I just play attacking football, just attacking. However we can, attack. But you can see there with the full average ratings list, the people with the highest ratings, the ones that didn't actually appear that much. I think I recognise the existence of Wayne Furley quite late on, and I think he played towards the end of the season. I can't quite remember entirely on this one, but 7.13 from left back in 8 starts is, quite frankly, the best left back I've had this entire year, apart from Robin Gosens at Napoli. But Woolrich just played once and got a 7.6. We'll ignore that because it was probably a rotation game at the start of things. James Morris, 7.56. Eddie Brown, they're up there. XG. Morris smashes his XG. Eddie Brown's XG isn't too far off his actual goals, but Morris smashes this despite the fact he's offside 50% of the time. I would dread to think how many goals he would get if he actually knew the offside rule. And the interesting thing about this is they have a very similar amount of shots and shots on target, but Eddie Brown's XG is 10 more, which implies Eddie Brown's shots are all being taken from in a spot that's better for scoring than Morris's, which would, in theory, imply Eddie Brown's positioning is better. But Thornton did very well in 34, Giverin largely a sub, 7.26. Flanagan, Christodoulou, Biaggi, Fuster, David Thompson at left back. See, the left back problem, other than the one that we found later on, Yates played centrally or left back in the end, and Christiansen came in very late to guard Christiansen, although I have high hopes for Christiansen. Icelandic player with a bit of potential, obviously English second nationality. I have a little bit of high hopes for this lad. He's got some key stats, 13s, acceleration, pace isn't horrible either. Work rate's on the lower side, but decent determination. I have a little high hopes for Christiansen going forward. He's agreed to be a fringe player, even though he's 3 stars and arguably our best central midfielder, although it won't show me central midfielder on here because he, for some reason, pops in as an attacking midfielder left, despite the fact he's not fully accomplished. Sorry, he is accomplished. He's not natural. I forget the order of things. And Andy Tanai made 15 sub-appearances and 4 starts. Sadly, Andy Thanoj, as he actually pronounces his name, starting to be slightly outclassed, which is a bit depressing considering tier 8. But we'll be in this division next year. That's where you'll join me if you come over and watch me on Twitch right now. We'll be in the Pitching in Southern Premier South. Again, there's a central version of this, which would make slightly more sense for us to be in, but no, we're in the South one, which admittedly was also won by Scarborough Athletic, which is even further north than we are. The Western-on-Supermare, not in that. Chesham, Taunton and Plymouth Parkway, not in it either, because they got relegated. But we were playing teams like Hanwell, we beat in the Cup on our way through. So it does bode well for us surviving in this division next year. If you are interested in watching this, like I said, I will be on Twitch right now. Link will be in the description. But of course, if you want to follow all of my Football Manager actions, subscribe here on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. All helps the algorithms, those intangible algorithms. Until next time, ta-ra.